Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
And welcome to Coffee and Conversations with AMR Elite Realtors. We are so excited and happy to be with you all this morning. And so I am Alicia Richardson, broker owner of AMR Elite Realtors, and I'll let Ms. Rita start with introducing herself.
I am Juanita Winky Kennedy, Associate Broker of AMR Elite Realtors, LLC.
And I am Mashana Perry, broker owner of Making Moves Happen Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina, and realtor with AMR Elite Realtors in Waldorf, Maryland.
And so I see we have with us our special guest, Mr. Ricardo Silver. It looks like you might be muted.
Yes, I am muted. My name is Ricardo Silva.
All right.
Yeah, I hear a little echo. So, good morning,
No
everyone.
problem. No problem. Good morning. Good morning. And so we do have Mr. Silver with us. He's with Fairway Mortgage. Did I say that correct? Okay.
That is
And
correct.
once you come on and start talking, we'll ask you the questions and then we'll mute so it's not an echo. I don't know. We're having technical difficulties this morning, but we're still glad to be here. And so I had talked to Mr. Silva because I know everybody has seen this whole thing about this 50-year mortgage. And so it's like, what? Huh? 50 years? And so there are a lot of questions. And so we wanted you to come on this morning and talk to us about it. But we're going to go by our question sheet. So first, I want you to tell me just a little bit about Fairway Mortgage.
Perfect. So, Fairway Mortgage is a independent lender. We do mortgages only. So we've been in business for 35 years. I work at a branch here in the Baltimore area, and it's been a blast.
All right. So, can you tell us about this new product or whether or not you guys are going to be participating in this 50-year mortgage plan? And, give us some of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so 50-year mortgage. This is not too far-fetched so we may be participating in it. It hasn't become like an actual rule yet, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a situation where the housing market has been the lowest inventory and sales has been the lowest in about a decade. So this is just another way to be able to help buyers be able to afford homes in our area. More specifically, we live in a high cost area, the DC area. So like while rates are not lowering, all right, we're trying to get rates to lower. This is just another way to be able to help affordability. So I think that I don't know if FHA or conventional is going to do this first, but I think that the other programs like the bank statement loan or the DSCR loan, they may do these first, but we'll see. I think this will be a good product for some people, may not be the best product for others, but we'll see.
Yeah, because when I think about the 50-year mortgage, what I think about is that, we have a lot of buyers entering the market that may be 40 or 50. And I think about the fact that if you add a 50 more years on there, well, everybody doesn't live to be 100 unless they actually pay extra payments, God forbid. Or, what happens if they retire in the middle of that loan? So, I mean, they may be 50, getting ready to retire in 5, 10, 15 more years, and then at that point they have another 20, 30 years left to still pay for the loan. I mean, it would definitely decelerate how much equity accrues on the property as well, correct?
That is 100% what's going to happen. So this is not a wealth building tool at all. This is a affordability tool. How can they assist buyers with being able to afford a home? This is definitely not a wealth building tool. You're not going to build any equity with a 50-year loan. And just like how the 15-year loan, that interest rate is lower than the 30-year loan, or the 30-year loan is, of course, the interest rate is higher than the 15-year loan. The 50-year loan, that interest rate is going to be higher than the 30-year loan. So, this may be like comparing 6.5% for a 30-year loan and 6.5% for a 50-year loan. That may not be apples to apples, but Yes, this is not a wealth building tool at all. This is a way to be able to subsidize housing.
Interesting. So now, do you feel, I guess, for the right type of individual, but do you feel that it's a good product or that you will find some success with this product?
I think it's a good product for a person that is looking to enter into a payment structure where it's a little bit more affordable, but you have to not you have to refinance. The expectation should be, I'm going to refinance. Like paying, I'm almost 40. Like I'm about to be paying a loan for 50 years. What's that? I'll be 90? No, that's not about to happen, right? So the hope would be to get into the home and then to hopefully refinance when rates go down. I do not think this is a great product. I think this is just another tool that I would be able to use to be able to say, hey, you want to be this? Okay, this is what it looks like. And it doesn't cost you money to buy the rate down. Right? I think the most, the hardest thing for a buyer is to come out of pocket with money. And once you get into the home, you can refinance. And of course, your loan balance will go up, but you don't need to necessarily bring money to closing. So this is another tool. Yeah, just like a bank statement loan or a conventional loan or FHA loan, this is just another tool.
Got it.
Or resource. How about that?
All right. Well, I like the way you said it's not a wealth building thing, because when you buy a home, everybody, we're pushing that it's an investment because that's what it's supposed to be. But when you're doing that 50-year loan, it is no longer an investment. So I'm glad that you did say that it's not a wealth building tool. So that does make sense. And so I know everybody is curious about this question. A lot of feedback. I'm so sorry, everybody. But has the shutdown affected or brought forth some changes to the lending industry that we should know about?
Yes. So one, it personally has affected me. And then regarding business, I think it's over with now. I think it may be over with officially on Monday, but yes, it has just brought a few more regulations to the mortgage industry. For example, if you are furloughed right now and you're not, you're furloughed, in addition to you receiving a letter from your position saying that, hey, your position's not been eliminated, the lender requires us or the buyer to have 2 months of savings in their bank after closing, right? So that's called an overlay, right? So like, hey, you're not working right now, that's okay, but you need to buy a home. That's after all your closing costs are paid for.
Would that be FHA or conventional, or is that every loan?
As every single one of them.
Think that's going to continue even after, because
I doubt it, because now the position is no longer furloughed. So I don't think it. I think so. If a buyer is pre-approved or a buyer goes under contract and we receive a verification of employment that they're furloughed, then they'll need those 2 months. But no one else is furloughed anymore, thank God. So I don't think we need that any longer. Right. But yeah, so for me, for a really, really tough example was somebody was looking to purchase a home and she didn't get paid in a month and a half. All right, so her account was low and she does receive VA benefits. So it's like, all right, cool, I got my VA benefits, I'll get that soon. And as soon as she got her VA benefits, she forgot that she put her rent on auto pay. So it took all the money out and now she no longer had her EMD. Right, so it's like, baby, we just need to wait. It's not a good. We gotta wait for a second.
Yeah. Sometimes that definitely can happen in this market. I think there are a lot of people that were like positioning themselves to buy, but due to the furlough, they had to kind of halt things until they could get back to work. But I wanted to ask you, what type of loan products do you currently have, or do you see coming forward to help potential buyers? Like, do you see that there's any new product that's coming out that could potentially help a buyer? What we know that the lending marketers have to create something to be able to speak to everyone, especially, we have so many federal workers within the DMV area that, may want to buy in a few months, or, so we're just trying to find out, like, how are the lending, and, how are you guys positioning yourselves to help the people that might have gotten furloughed but still want to buy?
Yeah, because now there are going to be credit issues as well. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Right. So FHA and conventional and VA have been hard on their stance on, it's called derogatory credit. If someone has missed a mortgage payment, so if you miss more than 2 mortgage payments in the last 12 months, you cannot move forward to purchase a home. I think that might be something, just like during COVID, there was a forbearance thing. Everybody went on forbearance. So I'm hoping that that soon. I think that if a change is going to happen, it's going to happen in December. It's not enough data right now. I don't think I'm not a policymaker, right? But it's not enough data right now to say, like, okay, this government shutdown impacted these amount of people. So, like, for example, student loans. Earlier this year, almost everybody was late on their student loans. Like, no one knew that their student loans were due. Everybody thought they were on forbearance. So when I look at people's credit report, hey, did you know that your student loans in January, February were late? No, I didn't know that. So it took a while, actually until September of this year, where a new rule came out saying, look, if your student loans late within the past year, you don't need to count it. And you can also work with a creditor, which is like Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, to remove those late. So I don't think that it's going to happen today or tomorrow, but it could happen within the next month. Yeah.
Might be something you want to talk to the main person over there at Fairway Mortgage about.
Well, I guess yeah, at the end of the day, so whatever FHA say, we're going to have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did hear something about that changing the credit ratings, or the credit.
Yeah, that's a really great thing. I think we should definitely talk about this. So, all right, this is the way that it's being advertising is very, very misleading, extremely misleading.
Yeah,
so yeah, so Alicia, you mentioned that Fannie Mae no longer requires the 620 credit score. All right, cool, right? That's awesome. All right, well, what really happened is this. Fannie Mae uses a system called Desktop Underwriter, DU. Desktop Underwriter is removing the requirement of somebody having a 620 credit score. That's all that happened, all right? At the end of the day, Desktop Underwriter, they still evaluate your full financial picture, whether it's your credit, your credit history, your pay history, your income, your loan to value, your overall risk. And if that thing comes back and says refer and not approve, you don't qualify. All right. So what I think it's doing, or it did, is giving an opportunity for the few people that may not have an established credit history of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 years. Right. 620 is not going to be a barrier. It's like, yeah, but if somebody doesn't have a credit score, I can get 12 months of their rent, I can get utility bills, I can get Comcast bill, and I can approve them that way. But if they have a 600 credit score and multiple lates, they don't qualify. Right? So I think that's the biggest misleading thing. And also lenders, my company and other companies, they have their overlays. So even though Fannie Mae may allow you to do a 600 credit score or a 500 credit score, Fairway Mortgage says no, you got to have 600. Right? Or Wells Fargo, or Bank of America has a policy where you need to have 3 trade lines, meaning that you need to have 3 different credit, like a loan, a credit card, and a student loan. So even though that's really, really great, the credit score has been removed, I think that's extremely misleading, and I would hate to share that with somebody, or share that with Alicia or anybody. It's like, hey, you move a 620 credit score, we can do a conventional loan, and then they come to me and like, hey, you know what? Like, you can do an FHA loan, but you can't do a conventional loan. So I think that's almost, I'm not saying it's clickbait, but it's a little misleading. or the way it's being advertised.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you too. Does Fairway Mortgage, do they do desktop underwriting before they actually give them the pre-approval letter?
I do. I don't know what Fairway does, but I do.
Yeah, I just think that's very smart because it's just you know, a lot of lenders go out and they just say, okay, you're qualified without doing the, you know, homework. And I think that that is something that lenders should get away from. I mean, like, get the documents, get the tax documents, get the W-2s, get the whatever it is that you need prior to giving them that letter, because the letter just basically says, I'm working on it, you know, and you don't, you know, the way it kind of stops anything coming up later, like, oh, she had a student loan, I didn't know anything about it, you know. And I just think that that desktop underwriting stuff prior to giving the pre-approval letter works in tandem with getting the loan to closing. It really, really does.
And man, the most important thing is that you need to read what it says. That's the
sometimes the letter basically says that, you know, I've checked the qualifications of this person and so on and so forth. But a lot of lenders have not done that yet.
Yeah,
it's
so
in progress.
Yeah, let me be very specific. So desktop underwriter will tell you how many years of tax returns you need, or how many do you need a verification of employment, or do you need their tax returns? And some lenders don't read that. So like basically Fannie Mae, right? Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, we're selling these loans to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, so it would behoove somebody to read what they actually want.
Right.
So that may be helpful. But yeah, that's all.
Oh, got it. Well, we got some great information today, Ricardo. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us and enlightening everybody about that 50-year mortgage, because it's important that we keep our listeners informed. So please let us know, how do we get in touch with you?
Yeah, for sure. Feel free to email me at ricardo.silva@fairwaymc.com. I can put it in a text or chat, or feel free to shoot me a text at 443-756-4032.
Okay, and we'll definitely add your information over the video as well when we post it to our site on YouTube and Facebook.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you gave me the inside scoop.
All right, y'all. Let me know if I can be helpful in any way. All right.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
We are Reliable Realtors,
providing exceptional service.
No need to go far. Come on down to AMR.
Thank y'all for watching.
We love you.
I want to remind you about, we have a coat, because we care, coat drive happening on November the 29th from 12 to 4 at our location, 3825 Leonardtown Road. We are still accepting donations of new coats. If you're interested in donating us some new coats, any size, we don't care, children, female, male, whatever you want to donate, you can contact either one of us. I'm sure everybody knows a way to get in touch with somebody on this screen, right? And then if you need a coat or know someone that needs a coat, please send them to our Eventbrite page. You'll find it. You'll see the logo. You'll see 3 of us, and you'll know you're in the right spot. You can register there, and we hope to see you and to help you stay warm this winter. Have a good one.
Now, and even if you don't do the Eventbrite, if we have a coat that you could use, come on down.
Absolutely.
We will not turn anyone away. And it's as supplies last, but we are giving out new coats, and we hope to see you there. And we'll have vendors there too. So bring a few dollars and support a small business.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy your day.
Bye.